Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Leddy. Yo, welcome to So Serious Gaming, and check this cheeky fella out, man. What the hell is he thinking? It was cute though, it was a nice try. I apologise, guys, I'm coming down with another cold. Yeah, this guy, man, like, he come to try and kill me quite a few times, and yeah, it didn't go too well for him, and you'll see in this next clip, his aim was pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. But yo, I'm really enjoying like where the game's going right now. It's, with the variety and builds that are viable and everything, like, and it's just fun. The only thing that kind of can be irritating at times is like the turrets and things, but you can counter them, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, this time round, rather than going for the usual kind of 4-piece set and 2 high ends that you tend to see me go with, I wanted to switch it up. I wanted to sort of go for a build that was PvE and PvP viable. And with this build, because of the high damage from, you know, like the damage buff from predators and things like that, and also the enemy armor damage buff off of the 3 strikers, then destructive, then the enemy armor damage on the gun and everything else, like, I just figured this could melt. So I wanted to see what it was like, and you know what, I really enjoy it. It works super well. Now, I usually run a Lavoa or an M4, as you know, but I don't have as good a drop on them as I do with this, so that's why I'm using the ACR at the minute. But 20.5k, it hits pretty nice. Still running with the same UMP, nothing's changed there. Now, with me using strikers, because it's 2-piece, you get extra stability off of the 2-piece, it allows me to not have to use so much stability on the assault rifle, so it allows me to try and look into aiming more towards like crit damage, crit chance, or headshot damage, so I can sacrifice a little bit of the stability for the extra damage output. So that's another reason why I wanted to go with this. Now, the chest piece rolled with stamina. I got pretty lucky because it came with ammo capacity and exotic damage resilience, which, you know, with the sticky bombs, even though they've now been nerfed, so it's not that big of a deal, but it was handy. I had to roll armor on that. The mask came with a really nice armor roll. I was disappointed it was electronics, so I had to roll that for stamina. I would have liked to have had enemy armor damage in the minor attributes, because I believe that might have been enough for me to max out. The knee pads, again, I had to roll armor on them, but they came with 11.5% enemy armor damage. I believe the max you can get on knee pads is 12, so I'm not going to complain. And I've got bleed resistance and shock resistance, and it came with a decent firearms roll, so I can't complain. Again, firearms mod with armor. I'm running, for my performance mods, I run 2 self-heal mods and 2 Seeker Mine mods, or if I'm using Pulse, I'll run 2 Pulse mods. As you could see on the holster, I had to roll for armor. It's got a decent firearms roll. The other 2 rolls could be a little bit better. On the gloves, I decided to roll assault rifle damage. It was health on kill. The reason I wanted assault rifle damage, because as I mentioned before, I wanted something that was more about damage and armor penetration than anything else. So ideally I would have had the crit damage changed for crit chance, but that's minor, you know. I'm still pretty happy with the drop on there. And the backpack, again, it came with armor and it came with ammo capacity, which allowed me to go for the, I think it came with electronics anyway, so I rolled that for stamina. The mod I'm running, again, has armor on it. It's a firearms mod, and I've got my 2 self-heals. 6% is the highest I've seen for first aid self-heal, so I'm not sure if that's the highest that you can get or not. It's the highest I've seen. I've had a lot of 5% and 5.5s, but I got lucky and got these 2 6% mods, so I run both of them, as well as, like I say, the Seeker Mine mods, or if I want to use Pulse, I'll switch out for like Pulse crit chance or Pulse crit damage or something like that. So I mean, the build in general, because I have so much variety in firearms mods, stamina mods, or electronics mods, I can switch and choose as I feel is necessary for how that particular server's playing or anything like that. So it's pretty versatile. Obviously, I'll have to sacrifice some DPS, or if I want my extra toughness or something like that. So, but it's still going to hit hard because of the armor penetration. Because I believe the max is 60%, and I've also heard that the multiplier on it is a third. So if you have, say, 60% enemy armor damage, in PvP you'll be doing a third of that, so it'll be 20% enemy armor damage. So essentially that's 20% extra damage you're doing per shot. So it's definitely worth going for enemy armor damage and stacking it up as much as possible. As you can see on mine, 55.5%, so that's pretty high, that's pretty nice. And it melts through NPCs, and it does work on players as well. If I had a good roll on an LVO or an M4, I think it would just absolutely shred people. I mean, the ACR, it hits hard and you can see people's health just drop. But, it's just nice. I like the enemy armor damage, and I think they've hit it just right as well. Now, the talents I tend to go with are critical save, adrenaline. If I'm in a team, I'll run triage. If I'm solo, I run precision, and then on the move. For me, they're the best ones to go for. On the move, so easy to proc, and it gives you a bit of damage resistance for getting a kill on the move. And precision, if you hit a headshot, it pulses the player that you've headshotted, which gives you like a miniature pulse effect, so you get some. I think you get extra crit chance and crit damage, but it's only a small amount. But still, crit chance and crit damage is crit chance and crit damage. You don't want to turn your nose up at it whatsoever. Now this is pretty funny. This, I logged online, came out of the checkpoint, and these guys were like pretty much running past the end of the street from the checkpoint. So I'm there duking it out with them. And when they're all dead, I run into my team. Like, my team turned up and sort of helped finish off the last guy, and I was like, oh well, let's squad up. Why not? Like, I was like, oh dude, you sent me an invite at the worst time, and then they turn up literally straight after. So I don't know if they see me duking it out with them or what, and they invited me. But yeah, it got interesting after that, because I went into restock, because as you can see I've no medkits, so when I went into restock, they decided to stop a couple of our guys getting into the checkpoint. So, we had to come back out and just teach them a lesson. You don't stop us from restocking, and that's just not cool. But nah, seriously, like, this build, it wasn't so much based around sort of sheet DPS or anything like that. It was all about raw damage and armor penetration. That is literally all I wanted to focus on, because I wanted to see how impactful the enemy armor damage is, and how impactful that is with high damage output as well, when you're stacking things like the 8% off a Predator's Mark and the assault rifle and SMG damage on the gloves as well. So, and I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. The only thing I would like is possibly some skill power on my mask, because as you can tell I'm lacking skill power. So the heal, it's not the greatest, but with the self-heal mods it improves it a bit. It improves it a fair bit, so it could be better, but it could be worse. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. There's not much else I can say really. I'm going to leave this clip and one more clip to play it out for you. But seriously, have a go with this build. There's improvements you can make. For example, the weapon talent. You could possibly roll some slightly higher numbers on the firearms or stamina or electronics. Enemy armor damage on the mask, what I'm missing, and things like that. So there are improvements to be made, but it still does work. It's still a really fun set, and yeah, I seriously enjoy using it. So if you enjoyed this video, guys, hit that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Drop your comments below, let me know what you think. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you in another video. Peace out.
30 seconds till extraction complete. member has disavowed the division. Your team is now designated rogue.
We're needed to compromise the pickup. We're scrubbing the ops.